Hi, I'm Alex Jackson, and I'm here in LA with Sheen Talk, and I'm here with comedian, actress, producer, Luenell. How are you doing today?
Hi, beautiful chocolate queen.
Thank you, thank
Pretty.
you. I'm so excited about having you here today. We want to discuss you being in A Star Is Born. This movie is like a big deal right now. How was it being in that movie?
Well, it is nominated for the Oscar as of today, and I'm very proud to be in it. It's not my first Oscar-nominated film. It's my second because Borat was also nominated for the Oscar and won the Golden Globe. I'm very proud to be in it, even though I don't have a big part, but a little part in a big movie is still a big deal.
Right.
And Bradley Cooper was the catalyst for all that, because Bradley and I had made a movie before, many years ago, a Sandra Bullock film called All About Steve, and that's where I met him, excuse me, and we stayed friends over the years. So look, fast forward all these years later, he writes and directs and produces his first film, and I get to be in that, so I'm really excited about it.
You should be excited. Everybody's talking about it, and so congratulations about being in it. Don't matter if it's small role, big role, you in it. That's all that matters.
Yes, I'm in A Star Is Born, but I am of Wakanda, so I'm pulling for Black Panther as well, I must say. I gotta say, no shade A Star Is Born, but you know.
So how's it being an OG female comedian in the game when it's other comedians coming in and through social media and not having to work as hard as the comedians that came up with you?
Well, I've been very vocal about how I feel about that, and I don't consider the social media entertainers, because they're entertaining. I don't consider them to be comedians, though, because that doesn't always translate to the stage. And no matter what you do on social media, if you're going to do comedy, you have to get on stage in front of people. And that might work for the first, 10 minutes. Then after that, people want some material that they're used to seeing stand-up comedians do. And all the time, that does not work. I think that they should have another name, like social media entertainer, rather than comedian, because it's offensive to the people who truly aren't comedians who've been out here. Now, I understand that times have changed and everybody doesn't have to go out and grind like we did, and we didn't have to grind like some of our ancestors did through civil rights and stuff like that. But there's no way to get around being in front of a live audience if you're going to call yourself a comedian. So I take issue with that because I studied the art. I do consider it to be an art. I hang around and hung around a lot of people that I looked up to, and a lot of times the social media people, they don't want no advice, don't ask no advice. They think they know it all and they don't care and they're not respectful. And those are the things that I have issues with. They have their lane for sure, and they definitely are gonna go on, some of them, to be some really great actors and actresses, I think. But as far as stand-up, I don't know if you'll bleep this out, but can't none of them fuck with me anyway. So I'm not worried about that. I think that you get out of life what you put into it, and if you can take the easy way, then you're gonna get the easy payout. You might make money this year, you may not make it in 5 years. I've been doing it for 30 years. And I wasn't making money when I first started, of course, because there was no Def Jam, there was no Comic View, there was no nothing when I first started. I did it because I loved comedy. And I just love people who love comedy. I don't love people who are doing it for the money or likes or clicks. Yeah, I don't go for that.
So I know you posted on Instagram one day your message to Netflix. Did they ever contact you after that?
Netflix has not contacted me personally, but I do have a project that I've done for Netflix since then. It'll be out in May on Netflix, and it's the story of comedian Rudy Ray Moore, who had a character that he did named Dolomite. And so the movie's called Dolomite Is My Name. It's starring Eddie Murphy. It's got a lot of people in it, like Craig Robinson and Wesley Snipes and T.I.
Some of this stuff on Instagram. Like
Yeah,
pictures and stuff.
yes, of like retro look from the 70s. So I ended up being in that, and I'm very, very excited for that to come out. And ironically, it's a Netflix film, so.
Do you think you'll get a Netflix special, or is there something you're still trying to get?
I really don't care about the specials, Netflix, Showtime, or anything like that, because back in the day, when you used to do a special, it was like, it would change your life. Like the next day, if you did a special, an HBO special, a Showtime special, the next day you would go on like Johnny Carson, which is like our Kimmel and stuff now, and then you could get your own show and you'd be off to the races if you did a special. These specials aren't special no more. You do a special and you just another motherfucker with a special. So, I don't care if I do one or not. If I do one, great. If I don't do one, great. I've already had one on, I think, Comedy Central or something like that anyway, so it didn't change my life. I'm looking to do life-changing shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So what other projects you have coming up or coming out?
Well, let me see. As I said, the Dolomite thing I'm very excited about. I have like 4 movies in the can. They're in the can. We'll see if they ever get out the can. I did a movie called All-Star Weekend that was written and directed by Jamie Foxx. And then I did a movie written and directed by Nick Cannon starring Chris Brown called She-Ball.
Oh, okay.
And that was about a female basketball team. Then I did a movie with Jerry O'Connell called Ball Busters, once again about a female basketball team. And I think I did something else. I can't remember. It's in a can. And then I am on my Easily Annoyed comedy tour that I've been on for like 2 years. It was called the Disrespectful Comedy Tour before, but I changed the lineup. And so now it's Easily Annoyed, because I am easily annoyed, like everybody knows that about me. And so I've been going around the country doing that. And I also am beginning in February, I'm gonna start doing, I wouldn't really call it a residency, but I'm gonna be weekly as far as, if I don't have another date booked or they have something, I'll be following Monique at the SLS Hotel in Las Vegas. Eddie Murphy will do Eddie Griffin is gonna do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monique will do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'll do every Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So that's supposed to start in February, and we're hyped about that.
Congratulations about that and all your success. What would you say to female comedians that's coming up right now?
Well, I would say don't bother unless you're really invested in wanting to do comedy. Unless you got a opinion about things, a mantra, so to speak, unless you got something you really want to say. And there's no reason to do stand-up comedy unless you feel like you would die if you didn't do it. There's no other reason to do it. Don't do it for any other reason than that, because you need to love it and just know that it's going to be hard. Nobody's welcoming you with open arms. These guys are not doing that. Don't ever sleep with a comedian. I had a baby. Don't do it. Just know that you're going to fight, because it is a boys' game. Yes. And it's probably always going to be that way. Boys are going to outnumber girls in the comedy scene. It's just a fact of life. But you sort of have to be what they call guy funny. Don't just be funny to women and stuff. Be funny to guys. Guys need to want to come see you, too. You don't sell out shows just selling tickets to all women. Guys want to come too, and you want them to have fun, not just be drugged there because their girlfriend wants to see you. So I would just say, study your craft and watch old videos and go to as much comedy as you can. Don't try to get on stage every time you go. Sit and watch and listen. See who flops. See who works. Why did this work in this room? Why did I saw them last week? It didn't work in the other room. And just try to figure it out, sort of on-the-job training.
Well, thank you for speaking with us at Sheen Talk in LA.